Welcome back to another episode of Boys from the Bridge. This is an official channel dedicated to yours truly, Chelsea Football Club, and football in general. Everything you need to know, everything you want to know. It happens right here, right now. Let's get into it. So today's video is a focus on match week 3 in the Champions League. It's a big game for us as we desperately need the 3 points. As you can see now, the Champions League group that we are in is very close at the moment. We are in the lead on goal difference. We both have 4 points as Sevilla, and the other 2 teams in our group are both on 1. So definitely the French team RENNES are definitely going to want to get a win in order to compete for the chance to qualify for the round of 16. We are playing at home, which is a relief as we don't have to travel very far at all, which allows us not to be as tired for our next game on the weekend. On the weekend is our last game, unfortunately, until the international break is over, which is around a 2-week waiting time. In this video, I will be talking about a predicted lineup, the lineup that I think will get the job done at Stamford Bridge against the French club. I'll be also giving a predicted score, choosing 3 players from this French team that I believe Chelsea needs to be wary of and are very good and talented players, and also having a look at some of the other games that are happening in the Champions League round 3. I'd really appreciate it if you could please hit a like, a subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below for this video. But let's get into it. So on Tuesday there are some very exciting games happening. The likes of Real Madrid are playing Inter Milan. Now this is a very important game for both teams, as both teams hasn't had the best start to the Champions League so far, so both teams will definitely be wanting to get those 3 points. I'm predicting a very, very close match here, but I think Real Madrid will get the job done. I think Inter Milan will score a goal, probably Lukaku will score a goal, but I'm predicting a Real Madrid 3-1 win. The next game that is happening on Tuesday is Atalanta vs Liverpool. Now Liverpool so far have done very well in the Champions League this season, but the likes of Atalanta are definitely going to be wanting to get those 3 points. They let a big lead slip against Ajax last week, unfortunately. So this Italian team are definitely going to be wanting to get those 3 points, and I definitely back them to give Liverpool a run for their money. It's Ajax vs Midtjylland. Now Ajax, 11 of their players have come back positive due to coronavirus, so it looks like they're going to be missing 11 potential first team players. This could be a huge upset. The likes of Midtjylland will definitely fancy their chances against them, but I still think due to Ajax's squad depth, they'll still manage to get the job done against Midtjylland, but it won't be as straightforward as they hope for. Moving on to Wednesday's game, the standout game here is going to be RB Leipzig versus PSG. Now RB Leipzig got smashed 5-0 against Manchester United. I won't give Manchester United too much credit due to the fact that RB Leipzig had a lot of their first team players out injured. I think if they had their first team players, United would definitely have struggled and potentially lost. So this is a huge game for RB Leipzig as well as PSG, as both teams desperately need those 3 points in order to try and qualify for the next round. Then, of course, there's our game versus RENNES. This is a big game. This is Mendy's old club, so it'll be interesting to see how he features against them. But let's look at 3 very talented players of RENNES that Chelsea need to look out for. The first player is Rutter. Now Rutter is 18 years old, very young French. He's extremely skilled on the ball, a great finisher, and also a great dribbler. He's a striker, and he's also regarded as a very, very promising prospect for France and for this team. So we definitely have to be on alert for him. I know we've had a fantastic clean sheet record recently, which is such a relief. But in order to keep this clean sheet record, we need to close down the space, not give him too much opportunities to strike the ball, and also be aware of his movements, as he's very good at moving off the ball. He's also quite fast, but we have quick defenders. Our fullbacks are very fast, so I think we'll be able to deal with him. The next player that I want to look at is their captain. His name is De Silva. He is 32 years old, and he's a defender, a very solid defender. He's very good in the air and also very good at tackling. So I think he will also not allow too much to happen for Chelsea, but with our skilled players, I think that we'll pass the ball around him. And also, I believe our strikers are faster than he is, so he won't be able to keep up with us, hopefully. The last player that I want to look at is 17-year-old Camavinga. Now, his birthday is actually on November the 10th. He's turning 18, so that is very soon. He's a French central defending midfielder. He's being compared to the likes of Kante, which is a huge praise, as I think Kante is the best central defending midfielder in the world. You know, Chelsea should really look at him, but I know our focus at the moment is on Declan Rice. We're actually looking to offer West Ham in January £80 million for Declan Rice. I think this is a fabulous decision. As you know, Billy Gilmour has been injured for a long time, so getting another central defending midfielder and potentially converting him to a centre-back would be a good decision. But Camavinga is extremely skilled. He has a huge future. You know, he's highly regarded by clubs all over the world, and I don't think he'll play at RENNES too much longer. The likes of Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all these kind of clubs will come and snap him up. I think if we could potentially get him at the right price, I think we should. He is probably RENNES' best player and most outstanding player. I remember on his French debut, he scored an unbelievable overhead kick for his first goal. Must be an amazing feeling to do that. So I think we have to watch out for this player. Pass very quickly in the midfield, as he's very quick and good at reading the ball and can intercept extremely well. But we played so well on the weekend, I think we'll manage to get the job done over this team. I'm predicting a 2-0 victory for Chelsea. I think RENNES will cause us problems. During the game, Sevilla managed to only beat them 1-0 last week, but I think, you know, we're a better team than Sevilla, so I think we'll get the job done 2-0. This also allows us to rotate our squad. We've been rotating our squad extremely well over the last few weeks, and I think we'll continue to do this in order to not pick up any more injuries in the squad, and also give some of the players a rest, give some players that haven't featured yet an opportunity to feature. So I'll be going through the predicted starting lineup. Let's get into it. In goal, I'm going to be putting Mendy. Mendy has been terrific since he started, and Czech says that we haven't even seen the best out of Mendy. So if we haven't seen the best out of Mendy, then when we do, that will be sensational. He is probably our best signing this season, I believe. As you know, feeling confident at the back is such a reassuring feeling. He is coming against his old club RENNES, so I think he'll definitely know a lot of their players and how they play, potentially their shooting abilities. So I think he'll manage to keep a clean sheet, have a good communication with the back line. At right back, Reece James played on the weekend. He was actually rested in midweek when we travelled to Russia. So I think he'll be rested again in midweek. And Azpilicueta will come in on that right-hand side. His leadership and his quality is evident to see. So he'll slot in perfectly on that right-hand side, not allowing much to happen on that left-hand side for RENNES, and also providing that attacking flair when needed. Now the centre-back pairing. Thiago Silva has been sensational since he joined. You know, he did have that shaky debut, but since then he's been really good at the back for Chelsea. I think though he will be rested. We need to look after him. We are playing again on Saturday against Sheffield, so I think he'll be rested for this game and used against Sheffield. So I'm predicting Tomori to come in. That's what I would like. I would like to see Tomori come into the centre-back position. Rudiger played last week. I think he was extremely good, and I won't be surprised though if Frank Lampard plays Rudiger. But Tomori deserves a chance to start. He hasn't really played any football this season, so I am hoping that Tomori starts at centre-back next to Kurt Zouma, that has been so solid this season and has scored so many goals from set pieces. On the left-hand side, Ben Chilwell has been extremely good since he started. He could potentially be rested for the likes of Emerson to come in on that left-hand side, but I think this is a very important game for Chelsea. Us getting 3 points is going to be vital for the confidence of the players, and also looking at the round of 16 that is going to come before we know it. I think Ben Chilwell will stay in this position. I know he's played a lot of football recently, but I still think Frank Lampard will have trust in his fitness and his ability on that left-hand side. Now the midfield at Chelsea, both Jorginho and Kovacic were both rested on our game on the weekend. The likes of Kante, Mount and Havertz all played in that midfield as we played a 4-3-3. But I think Kante, who has been playing sensationally recently, you know, it was basically a 10 out of 10 performance by him on the weekend, will be rested for this game. And Jorginho and Kovacic will both pair in this midfield, providing that attacking flair. We know with Jorginho's balls, he is sensational. There's not many people like him. And Kovacic at dribbling is very good. Kovacic also has a sense of defending, which is good, as Jorginho isn't the best defender, giving the likes of Kante a bit of a rest, as we need Kante fully fit, and I'm praying that, you know, nothing happens to Kante or he doesn't get injured. As we're still waiting for Billy Gilmour to come back, then I would put Billy Gilmour here. but I'm hoping for Jorginho and Kovacic to play this midfield role. I am putting Havertz in that central attacking midfielder role. I think Havertz was superb on the weekend, and he will stay in this position, creating that flair and also linking up with the striker. Moving to the left wing, I would love to see Christian Pulisic here. Now, Christian Pulisic got injured on his warm-up game, unfortunately, when we played against Burnley on the weekend, so he will not be able to start this game. I'm hoping that Christian Pulisic can stop getting injured, as getting injured so many times is really going to hamper his ability in improving at Chelsea. So I'm predicting Callum Hudson-Odoi to start on that left-hand side. Werner will not start on this left-hand side again. Callum Hudson-Odoi, you know, he scored a goal in Russia last week, so I think he will definitely start again on that left-hand side, causing the Rennes defense problems with his pace and his dribbling. Hakim Ziyech has been amazing since he's come back from his injury. He's basically got man of the match both games he's played, got goals, got assists, and has played some incredible passes to the likes of Timo Werner and also the opposite wing. I think Hakim Ziyech will definitely start on this right-hand side. He's still working on 100% for fitness, as he hasn't really finished a 90-minute game. So I think Hakim Ziyech will play on that right-hand side, allowing him to, you know, gel with the squad even more, improving on his fitness and providing assists when needed in the game. So Hakim Ziyech is going to be on the right-hand side. He is extremely important to this Chelsea team and also one of our best signings that we have gotten this season. Up front, Tammy Abraham was used on the weekend. I think Olivier Giroud will be used in this game. He hasn't really featured at all this season, and the likes of Tammy Abraham and Timo Werner have. Timo Werner does need a little bit of a break. He's been so good, but I do want him fresh for the game on the weekend, as that's also a very important game, as the Big Six have started to struggle this season, but are looking to really take shape. So we need Giroud to be playing this game, and then we can always use Tammy Abraham as a substitute on the weekend with the likes of Timo Werner starting. So Giroud is going to be up front leading the line, holding up the play, allowing the likes of Hakim Ziyech and Callum Hudson-Odoi to go beyond him, and also scoring a goal. I have chosen 3 subs that I believe are going to come on in this game. They are Mason Mount, Reece James, and Tammy Abraham. In Mount, I'm predicting is going to come on for Havertz. Reece James is probably going to come on for the likes of Azpilicueta, and Tammy Abraham is probably going to come on for Giroud around the 17-minute mark, giving him a bit of a rest, as I know he hasn't played much football recently. And I'm hoping that Callum Hudson-Odoi and Hakim Ziyech can both play the 90 minutes. I have put a blue flame around players that I believe this is a huge opportunity to shine for and will excel in this game. In the defense, Tomori, this is a huge opportunity to prove why he should be starting. So I put a blue flame around him. I put a blue flame also around our front 3. Giroud, big opportunity to score some goals, show why he should potentially be starting instead of Werner and Tammy Abraham. Callum Hudson-Odoi needs to keep working, keep improving, so that he can potentially start now that Christian Pulisic has been injured so many times, and Hakim Ziyech again is going to shine. That's what I'm predicting. So this is going to be a tough game that we play on Wednesday, but with our quality, with our skillful players, we will get the job done. I am very confident in this, and I can't wait for the weekend game against Sheffield United. I hope you all keep well, look after yourself, come on you Blues. Till my next video, see you later.